All right, we're back again. We just did a video a few minutes ago, and I got an answer to the question. Somebody sent me an answer to the question I want to share with you all. Ask the question why, when you go to these businesses, they do certain things that seem, it can be kind of irritating and leave you wondering why you do that. And they told me this is part of psychological warfare. Yes, psychological warfare. People who are at war with you, since they came here, they've been at war with us. And you may hear people getting shot. Yeah, that's rare. That's a crude form of warfare. But the most effective that they've been using is psychological warfare. To make you uh, try to make you feel a certain way. And to the extreme, it drives you to take your own self out. If you know what I mean. Yeah, that's the object. That's the object of psychological warfare, to drive you to the point that you take your own self out. I've seen it. I've seen it happen even as a youth. I remember. um I didn't know what I was looking at the time, but I was riding a bus. I was a young man. I was riding this bus, and I think he was an African. He kept trying to get in front of the bus, and the bus driver got out, told him, get away from the bus. It looked like he was trying to get hit, and so for some reason the driver had to back up, and he didn't go and check in the back. Do you know that African laid in front of those wheels and made the bus run over him? He wanted to commit suicide. So I mean, that's a cool story. I just shared it because that's what happened to the extreme of psychological warfare. Because he was a victim of psychological warfare, evidently, and he was in this country, and he just couldn't get nothing started. He made it here, but just didn't have his community to rely on, and all the door was closed to him. So, people don't like living suffering. Death is better. Physical death is better than suffering. Some people just not going to take it. That's why people take themselves out. They ain't going to take it. So that's the purpose of psychological warfare, what they do. And I'm sure y'all experience that. Your businesses, your place of employment, it's not a major thing to do. It's just something different they do to you. And if after a while, if you're not a patient person, is get on your nerves. That's the point, to get on your nerves, to make you question why they do that, because it's only something that you experience. Yeah, psychological, to deal with your mind, to get your mind frustrated to the point that they don't want. See, the point is, they don't really want you there in their businesses. They don't. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see you. So if they got to see you, whether it's employment or working or whatever, if they got to look at you, they're going to do something to try to get you to leave or get out of their face. They use psychology. Yeah, it can be slighting you or just doing something. It can, no matter how small, but they know you see it happening, and it's only for you, and it causes you to be stressed. See, if they can cause you to be stressed, then They got you. Yeah, we're gonna study this because I want my people to understand the warfare been done on you. Yeah, people even wake at night, chatting and doing all kind of witchery against us as a people. I've seen it happen. I've seen people. I know people doing that. I've been reading books mostly about that. And at the time, we had a protection because we knew how to do that. We knew how to keep our energy, protect our energy, and the law made it. And they made laws against that that says, okay, y'all can't do that. So that was to disarm us, so we couldn't. We didn't know how to protect ourselves. So we had all that knowledge, you know, but it's been taken away from us. It's been made illegal, but they still practice it. You see, and you know who the they is. You remember the movie Wild, the Wild Bunch? Who in the hell is they? I used to go back and watch it just to see that part. Well, you know who they are. So that's what I want to share with you. We received the answer is psychological warfare. And that's why in this psychological warfare you need to have community just to keep people sane. You need to talk to each other. You need to come together. You need to have fun. You need to get out that house and moping around because you're by yourself. You ain't supposed to be by yourself. You're supposed to have a community. And that's the purpose why we came here to allow the people to know that, hey, there's an alternative. You don't have to just allow yourself to be made a victim because you know that victimhood is a choice. And because you gotta go on these jobs and you think you gotta do this, yeah, you do it because you choose to. And just as you choose to do it, you can choose to uh, have other alternatives. You want to work for yourself? Yeah, just make it a point. Okay, I'm gonna have my own business and take steps to do it. But all this requires community. You remember people who do things. Nobody does things by themselves. You just got a family behind you, supporting you in some way. If it's just talking to you and giving you encouragement. And that's why a lot of minorities, they do pretty well over here because they don't do things as an individual. But see, our community has failed each other because well, let me not put it like that. Let's say we have to be a community. We have to take care of the youth because they're committing suicide. They're just giving up. So that's all we had for now. So until next time. Let me know. Let me know where you at, those who want to participate.